Happy Sunday. It's Jan, and I played laser tag yesterday with the kids. My husband had something to do on Saturday night with my 17-year-old son, so it was just my 15-year-old and my 12-year-old and myself. And we don't like to just sit home and, be the ones that are left at home. So it was cold and it was rainy and snow coming down. In fact, there's an inch of snow outside right now. April. I am done with the snow thing. So anyway, we drove around and I tried to rack my brain, and I went to a indoor mini golf place. It's monster themed, and it was $30 for one game of mini golf. And I hate mini golf because I suck at mini golf. I used to play real golf in high school. I was on the team. I was terrible. The golf course was right next to the zoo, and I had such a wicked curve, a slice or whatever it is, that going up the first hill, the one time, it took me like 156 strokes to get up the first hill, because every time I would hit my ball and it would end up in the giraffe cage, they'd give me 10 strokes. So I'm not good at golf. But I wasn't about to pay $30 to go play mini golf. And we didn't know what to do, so I suggested mall walking, which, I'm not a huge mall fan, but it's indoors and it's walking, and I'm all about the steps. Let's see, how many steps have I gotten today? Ooh, 111, because I haven't done squat yet, except put the dog out. So anyway, laser tag. You put on the vest, which fit. Everything buckled up nicely. You put on the vest, and you get a little gun, and you go into this dark room, and you run. And I'm thinking, running, okay, maybe not. I'll tell you what, I ran, I zigzagged, I was all over the place. I came in third after my two kids. They beat me because they kept recharging their guns, and, they could hardly even catch me. I was all over the place. Man, it was so cool. I got up this morning, and I'm thinking to myself, geez, am I going to be sore or anything like that? And I went to put on my shirt, and I had lifted up my arms to put in my shirt, and I could feel it all down the sides of my back, along my rib cage. I could feel, it felt tight. It felt like a cage of muscles. Hurt like this much. The rest of it was like buff. Like, it was really good. It was only 15 minutes. But it was 15 minutes of high energy running the whole time. I'm hoping that there are no repercussions, but you know what? We're going again today. It was still $30, but $30 of really good family time. How often do you get to shoot a gun at your kids? Really? I mean, okay, that's a terrible thing to say, but it felt really good. And I got talking about the weight loss surgery with somebody who was there, because, I said kind of to myself, a year ago I could have never done this. A year ago I couldn't walk from the house to the stop sign, which is, 50 feet away, 50 whatever away. And she said, well, what did you do? And I told her. And she's this gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful woman. Told her about the weight loss surgery, and she said, how do you do that? She said, I've been thinking about doing that. We talked about it a little bit. She asked me how I got in, and she said, well, I'm at this weight. And it's like there's this line, and I can't get in under that line because, I'd have to gain weight to be able to get the surgery. And I asked her my one question that I ask everybody who has that issue. Do you snore? She said, oh yeah, I snore like crazy. And I said, that may be your ticket in, because for me, that was my ticket in. My comorbidity was sleep apnea. And once I had sleep apnea, then my BMI, which was 41 at the time, no longer mattered. I didn't have to be afraid that if I lost down below a 40 of a BMI, that I would be denied surgery because I had severe sleep apnea. So if you happen to be somebody that's right on that line as far as the BMI goes, my stupid animals, sorry, but you still want to have the surgery because you're at an unhealthy weight, look into a sleep study. But don't go out and pay for it yourself. Go to your bariatric surgery. In my case, it was Dr. Anita Corkelis at McGee Women's Hospital in Pittsburgh, and go through the process. Start the process. They're probably not going to turn you away, and find out about the sleep apnea. If you have snoring, more than likely your insurance is going to pay for a sleep study anyway. If you're tired in the morning when you wake up, you might have sleep apnea. One of the things I found out with my sleep apnea is that, it's my dog chewing on her bone thingy, is that I would actually stop breathing in the middle of the night, and I didn't know it. You know that feeling of falling that you get sometimes when you're sleeping? You get that feeling of, and you wake up and you catch yourself. I was told by my sleep study guy that feeling is actually a feeling where you stop breathing in the middle of the night, and then after a certain period of time your body catches up, and mentally in your mind your brain says I've fallen, or some other traumatic thing, because your brain doesn't know what to do with that. Another thing that happens is carbon dioxide starts to build up in your blood from not breathing properly while you sleep. What does that happen? What does that do? Headaches, fatigue, these kinds of things. Another thing that sleep apnea does is it interferes with the ability to regulate your own metabolism and lose weight. So now, even though it's been March, April, okay, 14, almost 15 months since, I'm coming up on a sleeve anniversary pretty soon on the 4th. So that will be 15 months on the 4th of April. But even though it's been 15 months, I still use my CPAP machine, because if I don't, and I didn't for a while, but if I don't, I sleep miserably. I don't really snore anymore, but I wake up with headaches, and I wake up with ear pain, where I don't know what exactly it is. It probably has something to do with TMJ, but it just feels so bad. Not really in the joint, but in the inner ear. It hurts really badly. But what I found out was my CPAP machine wasn't working for me anymore, and the pressure was too high. I went from 13 to 8.5. And then my mask, I have one that goes around like this. It got too big. My face just had shrunk so much that it was too big, and I had to get a smaller mask. And then it shrunk again, and I needed to get another smaller mask and smaller headgear. So I still use it as often as I possibly can. And I've used it 5 days in a row, but prior to that I hadn't used it for a long time. It makes a difference. And as long as you have one comorbidity, I'm probably mispronouncing that, I'm sorry, but as long as you have one other condition in addition to obesity, then the insurance company looks at it way different. And, it's something worth looking into. I have an inch of snow out there. I'm sitting here with my coffee. I love my coffee. Debating what to do. I still want to walk, but I'm afraid of falling in the snow. So I might go swim or something like that. Who knows? Well, have a good one. I'm off.